Hello, welcome to your meditation practice as part of the Open Heart Project. My name is Susan Piver, and I'm very happy to sit with you in meditation. We're going to sit together for 10 minutes, and we're going to start very soon. So please get settled in your cushion, on your cushion, or in your chair. As you may know, every month in the Open Heart Project we have a theme. And this month that theme is called the 4 Immeasurables. The 4 qualities that each of us, you and me and everyone, possesses in immeasurable quantity. They are loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. Yes, believe it or not, we all have these qualities and we can't run out of them. If you're in the Open Heart Project Sangha, you will also know that I will send you longer talk on this theme, and we will have conversations and practices and ways to really explore this in more depth. So if that's of interest to you, I heartily and wholeheartedly invite you to join the Open Heart Project Sangha. But we're going to start with loving kindness in all cases. So I'm just back from a meditation retreat in Colorado, a week of sitting with other people, about 60 other people. And if you were there, you rocked it. You were awesome. It was so fantastic. So I'm feeling kind of slowed down. And I also couldn't help but notice that almost everybody that I spoke to on this retreat, including myself, had to encounter a distinct lack of loving kindness towards themselves. We have so much harshness towards ourselves, a lot of criticism, a lot of judgment, a lot of weighing and measuring. You did that okay, you could have done that better, that was horrible, and so on. And often when we sit down to meditate, this voice is amplified. And it can be quite uncomfortable. We really judge our practice as being good or bad, and so on. I want to mention that this is useless, completely useless to have this kind of voice toward yourself. It does not net anything positive. Don't take my word for that. Ask yourself this question. And in addition, in my opinion, to being useless, it is harmful. So useless and harmful is a bad combination, and we want to avoid this. And we can begin practicing avoiding this on the cushion. So on this retreat, which I was co-teaching with my friend Lodro Rinsler, a meditation instructor in the same lineage as myself, and fantastic, Lodro, I love you. Hi. He has a suggestion that he makes to his students, which I want to share with you. So as you know, or we'll find out if this is your first time meditating, you place attention on the breath, and when it strays and you notice that, that is awesome. It's not a sign that you failed. I don't know how else to say that, or how many times I should say that, because no matter how many times I do, we all, myself included from time to time, think, oh shoot, I strayed. I forgot to focus on my breath. Let's look at this, because that is harmful and useless. It's actually a moment for celebration, because, okay, you got distracted by your thoughts. You know why? You're a human being. But then you woke up and noticed where your mind was. That is the moment of celebration, because that's fantastic. And in our practice, we label that moment thinking and bring our attention back to the breath. There's some work going outside of my house. What Lodro suggests is, instead of labeling that moment thinking, you say something like, I love you. And if that feels weird to you, you could say, thinking, sweetie, or thinking, darling, or just something that has some warmth to it. So as you practice today, I invite you to consider this. Instead of, dunning yourself for that moment, use it as an opportunity to soften toward yourself. And this is the very root of loving kindness. Without this gentleness toward yourself, gentleness toward others becomes much, much more difficult. So it's important, not just for you, to have this softening experience toward yourself, but for me too, not to mention all other beings. So, let's practice. Please begin your practice by softening toward yourself. Whoever you are right now, however you show up right now, whatever you experience during our practice together is A-OK. Absolutely, totally, and completely fine. Please soften toward yourself. Sit up straight, because you have nothing to be ashamed of. And we can rouse that feeling of just sort of dignity and good pride by taking a good seat, sitting up straight. The hands rest, palms down, just above the knee or somewhere at mid-thigh, wherever feels comfortable to you. And let your belly relax. And the area around your heart. And let your shoulders relax, like your shoulder blades could tuck in a little bit to the back body. The chin is tucked a little bit, so the back of the neck is long. And the mouth is pleasingly closed, because you don't have to say anything. And it's such a relief. So the mouth is closed, but the lips and teeth can be slightly parted. And the tongue rests on the roof of the mouth. And enjoy your own silence. The breath is natural, in and out through the nose. You are already breathing, so just continue to do that. And the eyes are open, and the gaze is cast down to a spot a few feet, up to 6 feet in front of you. I think that's 1.5 meters if you're in a meter country. And just let your gaze rest. You don't have to grab that spot with your eyes. It's just like a resting place for your gaze. So you can let your eyes be very soft. And the crown of the head reaches up a little bit, while the sit bones continue to reach down. And in this posture, it is said, we join heaven and earth in our own bodies. Now place your attention on your breath, which means feel your breath, as opposed to noticing your breath. Feel it. Feel the inhale. Feel the exhale. And then notice how the next inhale just happens, I promise. And effortlessly, you can begin again. To come in and flow out. Your mind will continue to think thoughts, which is fine. If you notice that you've become distracted by thought to the point where you have forgotten about your breath, just say to yourself silently, thinking, or I love you, or thinking, honey. Let go and gently return your attention to the breath. Thank you so much for your meditation practice, and thank you for practicing together.